G'day mate, how are you, copper? Sorry, I'm warming up the Australian because I'm going to the US. Some of you already know about this, I've talked about it in a few videos, but this is a dedicated video all about it. I'm going to the US again, another adventure. This time with MSI in celebration of the AMD Ryzen stuff. I'm going on a trip that they're sort of subtitling Secret of Ryzen. They haven't briefed me on exactly what that secret is going to be, whether it's going to be sort of tied in with the recent Ryzen 5 launch or not, whether there's more to come from that side of things. Maybe if it's Ryzen 3, it seems a little bit early for Ryzen 3. Maybe there's something to do with the RX 500 series or the Vega cards that are coming out sort of who knows when exactly. I don't know. One of the reasons I wanted to make this video for you guys is because this trip, I've been on lots of sort of media-sponsored trips with brands. They're always a bunch of fun to sort of have a company fly you somewhere for a product launch or something like that and go on a bit of adventure. They often get a little sort of city tour around, so I get to see parts of the world I would not ordinarily get to see. But all the previous trips like that I've done have been sort of independent things. There, you know, I don't have an existing sponsorship arrangement with that brand or anything like that. They just say, hey, we've got this thing coming, we want some influencers and bloggers and vloggers to come along to help spread the word, because that's their job as PR people, to try and spread the word. And part of that is doing it through people like me, who then tell you about it in our own kind of fashion that you tend to respond to. But this time things are a bit different, and again, some of you know about this, some of you don't, but I am actually officially on board with MSI now as part of their newly formed Dragon Squad, which is just kind of a bunch of officially sponsored influencers and streamers and, you know, all that kind of stuff that going forward are going to be sort of tied into a lot of MSI promotions and giveaways and adventures and trips. But the difference that makes to me and my content, and at the end of the day to you guys about what you're going to be seeing, is subtle but sort of quite different from the other similar trips I've been on. This time around I'm expected to cover certain things. I am... Ah, the beautiful screeching of the Australian sulphur-crested cockatoo. It's beautiful, isn't it? Fun fact, one of the wonderful Australian natives who are not poisonous, however their beaks are powerful enough to sever your finger. That's not a lie. I knew someone who it happened to once, from their 80-year-old pet sulphur-crested cockatoo. Got a bit cranky one day, bit the end of his finger off. Actually, it was that finger, which he loved showing people because he'd go, hey, look. So yeah, while on normal media sponsored trips I could basically go along, gather whatever I wanted, make however much content I wanted to make on whatever topic and approach it however I want. This time around, as you know, an official Dragon Squad guy, there's a small list of requirements. So we're going to go here, we want you to cover this topic, we want you to touch on this thing. It's important for us to get this particular message out. Fortunately for me, I got the list of stuff they actually wanted from me this morning, and it was all stuff I was already planning to do anyway, so that's win-win. But as per usual with everything I do on the channel, especially when it comes to working with, or in some cases for, brands, I wanted to be absolutely open about what this is. So the MSI Dragon Squad thing, I'm contracted with them now for a set period of time. There may be more trips like this in the future. I guess it depends on how well my content does from this trip, whether they figure it's worth sending me on more trips like this or not. So I need you guys to click on all of them and share them and thumbs up and all that kind of stuff, so my stuff gets really, really popular. And rah, rah. I'm not sure whether he's angry or that's some sort of ibis mating dance. Sounds more cranky than amorous. But yeah, I think that's the main sort of stuff I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to loop you guys into, one, going on a trip, Austin, Texas, to see AMD's factory there and everything. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to be shown over the sort of 2 main days. It's basically a 4 or 5 day trip for me, depending on whether or not you count the day I lose on the way back because of International Day of Mine. But, you know, 2 main days of activities, and sort of 1 day either side of that for arriving and leaving. There are no specific restrictions on what I can and can't say that I know about yet. I'm probably going to have to sign an NDA at some point because, you know, PR people like to meter stuff out on their own timetable so they can control the message. But I'm not being told what to say. I'm not being told to censor my own opinions. I'm not being told to do sort of exactly this and nothing more. I can make as much content as I can squeeze in out of the trip, which I plan to do, because why waste the opportunity? First time in Austin, might be the only time I ever get to go there. That plus, along the way, I will also be testing a couple of new pieces of camera equipment, one of which I'm using to speak to you right now on. The other one is it's a light thing. I'll tell you all about it once the review comes. I don't like to pre-spoil my reviews. I like to just go, hey, look at this thing. Also, if a payment comes through on time, I'm going to be buying a new main camera as well, which I'm very excited about. I'm finally going to replace my Panasonic G7, which I love to bits, but there's better stuff out there now, and I've been feeling an itch upgrade recently. I really have, and I'll tell you all about that if that happens, but that's all dependent on me getting money in the bank from something, an invoice that needs to be paid back to me, and whee! Chainsaws when I'm trying to record a vlog. Perfect. Also, yes, I know for a fact that there are several pretty big fans of mine that live in Austin who have over the years offered to buy me beers and stuff. I don't know how much or if any free time I'm going to have for a fan meetup or anything, but if I can, I will. I will probably tweet it out because that'll be the easiest way to get the message out. There's a kookaburra over there. Let's go see the kookaburra. Yet another one of Australia's beautiful native birds. These are one of my favourite birds. Member of the kingfisher family, and I like them mainly because they eat snakes. And I don't like snakes that much. But you do, don't you, fella? Well, we'll leave him alone. I was going to try and get closer, but kookaburras are a bit skittish around people. He's probably going to fly away. I'll let him rest. I'll be a good guy, Blunty. Let the bird rest. Not turn into a David Attenborough on you. But yeah, that's the famous laughing bird from Australia. Their cry sounds a lot like a cackle. So again, on the subject of whether or not I have free time to do stuff, probably not. These media trips tend to be kind of highly scheduled because, you know, they're paying for my time to be there essentially, so they want to control how I spend that time for the most part. But if you have any suggestions about places I could grab a snack while in Austin, or a particularly good steakhouse, because I don't want to get me some Texas steak. Of course I do, you know. I'm a big man, I'm an Australian, we love our steak just as much as you Texans do. A bit of southern barbecue wouldn't go astray either, I think. I've never had actually proper American style barbecue. Barbecue stuff in Australia, quite different to that kind of, you know, the pulled pork kind of barbecue that you guys do over there. Over here it's, barbecuing in Australia is a bit more like what Americans just call grilling. Much more about just getting excellent meat, excellent friends, excellent beer, and having a good time than it is about spending 18 hours drizzling sticky crap over meat. On second thoughts, maybe yours is better. Also, throughout the trip, there will be a special link that I'll be linking you guys to sort of every time I post about the trip specifically on Twitter or here, or if I get a chance to live stream again, whether or not time lets me live stream. There will be a competition associated with that as well. So I need as much support as possible. I don't normally sort of beg you guys for support, but it's kind of important to, you know, this is my first sponsored trip for MSI. It's kind of important to impress them, I feel. She gave me a dirty look. What's he doing? Taking a selfie? Well then, I guess at some point I have to just say thanks for watching. I am Blunty. I will catch you next time. I'm in a bit of a waffly mood today, as it turns out, so I guess I know some of you like the waffly videos, some of you don't, just want me to get to the bloody point. Well, this one's for you guys who like the waffly ones, and for you, those of you who like extreme background noise of chainsaws and leaf blowers and whatever they call those things, sweepers, I guess. Catch you next time. Tell you what though, isn't Sydney just gorgeous this morning? Love it. Seriously, catch you next time. For reals this time.